And it's turned through the sand, but she's might not work. This is the Windone e-bike. It has a rear hub motor along with a 7-speed drivetrain and a twist throttle. It features full suspension and a large non-adjustable seat. It kind of looks like a moped or motorcycle, but we're going to find out how it rides. Okay, let's see how fast this thing goes. I'm going to use throttle only. I'm on assist level 5, and I think it should reach around 28 miles an hour, but there's only one way to find out. I'm up to 20 already. Doesn't feel like the fastest accelerating bike, but seems pretty smooth so far at least. And I'm getting up there, up to 27. Should be hitting 28. Almost. Here it comes. Almost 28, not quite 28 yet. Still thinking about it. Still thinking about it. Maybe this slight downhill will allow me to hit 28. There it is. Must be the max, right about 28, unless you have a downhill or you're smaller or you got some wind. But for now, that's all I'm gonna get out of it. It might go a little faster if you pedal, but it's just pretty awkward to pedal with how low the seat is, so not going to do much of that. I just want to compare my phone GPS to the bike's speedometer, and it does look like the bike reads a little bit high, 2 to 3 miles an hour maybe, so you can believe whichever one you want, I guess. Now let's test the brakes. That was full power, but the rear brake actually feels like it's not bled quite right. When I first pull it in, it goes almost all the way to my finger. It hits my other finger, so I'm not getting full power out of it. If I pump it up a few times, then I'll get full engagement. I did try to just add some oil on top, but it must need a full bleed. It came around a little bit, but still not great. The brake pads themselves should also break in and get stronger as you use them. It is pretty comfortable to cruise around on. Since I'm not pedaling, I'm just sitting here hanging out, and it feels like I'm riding a moped or something. Time to see how this thing handles off-road. Oh, that was loud. Little balance beam here. That is a loud noise when you bottom that fork out. Pretty good fakie though, hey? So I'm thinking that noise is the fender hitting on the frame here. So there's not a lot of clearance there. Oh well, getting a little bit drowsy here over the telephone pole. Oh, harsh drop off the end. Big step here, should be interesting. Oh, no problem. See how that front brake is working now. Oh, that's heavy and pretty weird, but it might work. Might not work. There we go, beauty. Okay, we have a big hill on the motocross track here, and we're gonna let Hannah try so it has its best chance. Let's see what it's got. Wide open throttle. See if it can make it without pedaling and without any run. It's close, but it gets a little steeper at the top, and that's not quite gonna do it. You might have to pedal up that one. Okay, she should be able to make it with a little help from the pedals. Oh yeah, no problem there. Easy does it.
Easy does it.
Try something else for her here. Tight turn after downhill and right back up. See if she can handle it. Not quite enough with the throttle, but some nice balance at least. Attempt number 2. Little skid come down that. Brakes are coming around. She pedals right on up. No problem. But the mosquitoes are a problem, so that might be about it for this session. Gotta get out of here somehow, right? Might as well go up and over some rocks, up the hill, and cruise on out of the woods, because the mosquitoes are so terrible. Okay, we're going to see if it's any faster with Hannah on it, using throttle only as well. I think it should be about the same. Maybe it will get there quicker, but we will find out. What are you at now? 26, so it's getting close. 27. Is it gonna hit the magic number, 28? Not yet? Okay, so it's actually not much different with her on it versus when I was on it. Let's see those brakes in action. I think it definitely stopped better with you on it than when I tried, but they are getting better from use, so that might be part of it also.
It did go 28 when I was on the other road, but I think it had a slight downhill.
That'll do it too. We are cruising on our lane now, so I'm going to let some air out of the tires because it will make for a smoother ride, especially since the rear shock is actually quite stiff. The front is pretty soft, but the rear a bit harsh. Maybe that's because it can hold 2 people with these pegs. We'll have to try that out as well. But for now, just smooth out the ride by letting out some air. How'd it feel?
Good. Well, that was pretty smooth.
Smooth out these bumps well enough.
Yeah, whatever you did with the tires, it really helped.
It's not super rough out here, but it should have no problem handling this type of terrain. How does the sizing feel for you with that seat? Looks a little tall.
A little tall for me.
But once you're on it, it's probably good. It's mostly just stepping on and off and getting moving. That's a little bit challenging, it looks like.
Oh yeah.
And how tall are you?
5'4". Well, I'm actually a little shorter than 5'4", but 5'4".
We are at the pond now and got to test out those fat tires in the sand. But there's a boat in the way. No problem for this thing. Ah, I blew it though. I expected that sand pile to be a little more firm, but pretty soft on top. Try to hit it straight and with some momentum. No problem that time. Hannah's turned through the sand, but she's flying in through there. No problem.
And go.
And we're off. Oh, I probably should have pedaled on that start, but we're going to do a little figure 8 time trial. Me versus Hannah, 1 lap. What's it gonna be? What's my time? Go! Oh, she's pedaling. This could be good. She might beat me on this one with that tactic. We'll see what it ends up. And she is keeping it tight. There it is. Well, as far as I can tell on the phone, I had 12 seconds too. We're about the same there, so good ride. Okay, I guess it's time to test out these here pegs. See if it can pull both of us, but I'm gonna go in the back, see what happens. Try just throttle, see if it can do anything. I might have to give it a little, oh, I didn't really do much. It pretty much handled the power to get us going. And we're cruising now up to 10 miles an hour. Look at that, just like a moped, can handle 2 people. Not sure how fast it would go with both of us, but get us from point A to point B. Now I can feel that suspension working a little more with all this weight back here. Oh, bouncy though. Okay, we are 2 up once again, but on the road now, and Hannah is on the back. Going to see how the acceleration is and what the top speed ends up being with 2 of us on here. The rear tire is a little low for 2 people. We took some out to make it smoother. That might slow us down a hair, but we'll see what it can do as is. It's up to 25 and it feels like that's going to be about it. Took its time to get there, but that slight downhill hit 26. That's about all it feels like it's going to do with both of us. So not too much slower with a bit more weight. Pretty slow acceleration though. See how it pulls out of a 180 corner there. A little slow, but it'll get you there even with 2 people. Probably wouldn't do great on a hill though. So I thought I just discovered something great using these rear pegs as wheelie pegs, but I actually already bent one. This one started sagging right when I pulled the first wheelie, so maybe not strong enough for that. Okay, I aired the tires up and I'm heading into town to do some RC, and it's only doing about 24, 25, so maybe it's battery related. I am down to 2 bars now, but I guess it's time to wrap this video up. Now that I'm going up the hill, it is dropping in speed a bit more. Overall though, we did have fun on this bike, and I do like that it has a full-size twist throttle, and the brakes came motorcycle style, meaning the front brake is on the right, so it's not hiding the fact that it's not your typical bicycle or e-bike. It's kind of a hybrid with the moped style look and seat on it. I would like to have a bit more power, but it was still enough to have some fun on. If you guys want to learn more about this bike or pick one up for yourself, check out the link in the description below. 1 bar of battery, and it is struggling on this very small hill, dropping down to 16 miles an hour. Hopefully I make it home. Uh-oh, now the battery is flashing. That 1 bar did not last long at all. I only put about 16 miles in on this battery, and it feels like I probably have to pedal to make it back. It has dropped down to 14 to 15 miles an hour now, and the power is kind of pulsating, so the battery is getting very low. Definitely not impressed with the battery life. I was not even planning on filming anything on the way back, but I figured I might as well update with the range test and it's definitely disappointing because now I have to pedal, and I didn't want to do that because I already have knee problems, and pedaling with the seat this low is not good for them. So unfortunately, not the best way to end the video, but it's how it goes sometimes. At least I don't have to put too much effort in right now. I'm just putting a little bit of pressure onto the pedals, and it's enough to keep me going around 9 miles an hour or less, but it should make it back. I guess it could be worse.